everybody, Kristen Heath from Prepare Fitness. Today we have our back day workout. You're going to want to grab some equipment so you're able to do this workout. You'll just need a towel, so just any regular size towel will work. You could even use a blanket or anything similar to that. And then some kind of a weight. You don't need two matching weights, it can just be the one. So you can use dumbbells if you have them available. If not, you can have a thermos that you filled up with water. You could use a jug of water or even a bag would work for this workout. So a bag with something in it so it's a little heavier. And then we will be on the floor for some of this workout. So if you prefer to have a mat or maybe go to a carpeted floor if you have one, go ahead and do that. It's optional, I won't be using one, so it's just up to you. So a towel, a weight, and if you prefer a mat or a carpeted floor. All right, so it'll be 4 different exercises. We'll be doing a form of push-ups, we'll be doing some rows, then we'll use the towel for some pull downs, and we'll get into some bicep curls at the end of it, which you can do even if you don't have a weight available, and I'll show us how when we get to that. All right, so first off, we're going to do our warm-up, then I'll get my timer set up for the workout and we'll get started. All right, so for the warm-up, be standing up. You can have your feet placed just a little bit wider than your shoulders, and that's just to increase stability as opposed to having your feet close together like this. You want them just a little bit wider than your shoulders. So we're going to start with your hands up by your head. You can rest your fingertips on the side of your head, on the back of your head, where it's comfortable. It's not too particular. You're just going to bring your elbows in as close as you're able. And then the important part is to push them back however far you can. So let me turn to the side so you can kind of see better. So just like this. And I want you to stay in motion this whole time. Don't hold your elbows back in that position. Keep it moving. Just make sure you're pushing them back however far as you're comfortably able to. Of course, you don't want to force it too much and hurt yourself, but you want to make sure you're engaging your back muscles. Bring those shoulder blades together when you're at this back part of the movement. And we'll just keep going like this for a couple more. Then we'll go into some arm rotations and we'll start our workout. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. All right, now those arm rotations. So you can move your arms forward, backwards, doesn't matter. We're going to switch directions once we start. Now I just want you to start with some small rotations and then slowly build up to wider rotations. And however wide you're able to rotate your arms. Again, don't force it too much because you don't want to hurt yourself. You just want to get your muscles warmed up and be in motion. All right, now let's do a couple more and then you can switch. So switch directions and keep up with the wide rotations now. Just a few more. Let's count out 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. If you're not quite done, you can finish up. I'm going to get my phone set up so we can start our workout. So we're starting with the scapular push-ups first. I'll show you what they are when we get to them, but you're going to be on the floor. So if you need your mat, go ahead and get on your mat. Take a sip of my water before we get started. All right. So it's going to be 30 seconds of these push-ups and then a 20-second rest, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. So let me back up to make sure you can see. I prefer to rest on my knees for this, so like kneeling push-ups, because I feel I can focus more on my back as opposed to my abs when I'm all the way up like this for a regular push-up. So I rest like this. So I'm going to hit start, get ready to begin, and begin. So resting like this, and instead of coming down like this for a regular push-up, you're just dropping and bringing those shoulder blades together and then pushing back up. So it's all in the upper back, all the movements in the upper back. I want you to try to keep your neck relaxed, and make sure you're not exaggerating the movement. The rest of your body should be pretty still. You're focusing on bringing those shoulder blades together and then pushing back up. Go ahead and stop. We got a 20-second rest, and we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So if you hear the beeps for this, it's just beeping in the last 3 seconds of every exercise or every rest, so you know to stop and to get ready for the next thing. So right now, get ready for those scapular push-ups again, and begin. So come down, shoulder blades together, and push back up, kind of rounding your back a bit, your upper back. Try to keep your breathing nice and slow, nice and normal. You could breathe in as you come down and breathe out when you push up. Or you can just keep slow, controlled breaths throughout the whole time. And stop. Another 20-second rest. We're going to do that 1 more time, and then we'll switch to our next exercise, which will be standing up using our weight. We've got 10 more seconds. Let's get ready to start. And I'll show you how to do them like normal, if that's what you prefer. And begin. So by that, just mean upping your feet instead of kneeling. You can kind of come down like this, push back up. The rest of your body is staying pretty still, just like a normal push-up. But I feel when I'm doing them like that, I focus more on my abs. And right now, we want to be focusing on our back. So that's why I like to do these kneeling. That's just what I prefer. So you can try it out yourself and see which one works best for you. And stop. All right, let me move this. Grab your weight and stand back up. So we're going to start with the right side when we do this. We got a couple seconds, so let's get ready. You're going to put your left foot forward and rest your left hand onto it, because we're starting with the weight in our right hand side. And begin. So you're just bringing it up. Let me turn like this so you can see better. Got that left foot forward, hand resting on that leg, and you're just bringing this up with your right hand. So bring it up like this, keeping your neck pretty relaxed. Let it down nice and slow. Focus on those back muscles, especially when you're at the top part of this movement. Go ahead and stop so you can switch sides. So you have that right foot forward, left foot back. Begin. You got that right hand on your right leg, and you're bringing the weight up with your left hand. So bringing it up. Again, these back muscles right here, upper back right now. And you're just kind of resting on the right side right now, holding yourself up, focusing on working the left right now. Keep your neck relaxed. Ideally, you'd want to look down a little bit ahead of you. And go ahead and rest. We're going to repeat this 2 more times. We got a little bit of a longer rest this time now. We got 30 seconds as opposed to last round. We had 20 seconds during the push-ups. And when we're resting, you can just completely relax, sit down, just stand there if you like. You don't have to keep in motion, keep your heart rate up or anything like that. All right, let's get ready to start on that right side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Begin. Resting your left hand on that left leg, and you can kind of come up a little bit as well. So you're twisting up just a bit when you come up. Not very much, it's not too dramatic. Just a very slight amount. And this is the exercise where if you don't have a dumbbell available, you could use a bag, a jug of water, a thermos, and stop. Bring your right foot forward, left foot back, switch the weight into your left hand, and begin. You're coming up, let down nice and slow. And you can also feel a little more. You want to make sure you're engaging your core, your abs. Just keep yourself nice and still there. Focus all on that upper back, specifically more towards the left side right now, because that's what we're working. Keep the rest of you nice and still. Keep your neck as relaxed as possible. And stop. Another 30-second rest, And then we're going to repeat that once more. After this one, we'll be moving on to another standing exercise. The rest of our exercises are all going to be standing, so we're going to be using the towel for the remainder of the workout after this, unless you prefer to use your weight for the bicep curls. All right, get ready, left foot forward, start on that right side again. Bring that weight up, try to keep your core engaged, rest of your body nice and still. You can breathe out as you're pulling the weight up towards you, and breathe in as you're letting it down. Make sure you're not just dropping it down and letting gravity do all the work. You want to resist that. Let down nice and slow. All right, right foot forward, left foot back, and begin. Like I was saying, you want to make sure you're letting the weight down nice and slowly. You can pull the weight up quicker if you'd like to, just as long as you're still in control of the movement. Just breathe out, breathe in. 10 more seconds left. And stop. You set this down. All right, so next we have our pull down. So that's with our towel. So you go ahead and grab your towel. I folded mine in half, long ways. You can fold it again if you'd like to. And you're just gonna have a bit of a wider grip on it. Take that same stance with your feet as you did for the warm-up, just a little wider than your shoulders. And that's so we have better stability. So you got that wider grip, palms facing away from you, and begin. You start with the towel against your chest. You push up overhead, and you bring it back down. And you want to make sure you're keeping tension on this towel throughout the whole movement. So up, down to your chest, back overhead, keeping that tension the whole time. So it's kind of like you're pulling on the towel from both ends. And you can breathe out as it's coming down, and breathe in as you let it back up. And stop. We got a 30-second rest. We're going to repeat this one 3 more times. And then after that, we will be going into our bicep curls, which I'll show multiple ways of doing them. And you might need a little bit longer of a towel if you have a shorter one than I have here when we get to those bicep curls. But we can figure it out when we get there, and you can of course use the weight instead if you don't want to use a towel or don't have it available. All right, so begin. Remember, keep that tension and keep the rest of your body nice and still. So make sure you're not swaying back and forth at all, which is also why your feet are out wider, because like this, you're not quite as stable. Keep that tension, control your breathing. Another tip is to make sure you don't lock your arms out top of the movement, so don't have your arms locked like this. Just keep them just short of blocking out. Almost done. And stop. So we have 2 more rounds after that. Let me double check. All right, we got 2 more rounds left. Always have to double check. It's a little hard to keep track sometimes when you're talking and doing the workout, which is why I usually do timed things. So we can all go at our own pace, and I don't mess up the count of reps in my head. All right, we've got 5 seconds left. Get ready to start. Same stance as before, and begin. Keep that tension for the whole movement. Really focus on when you're coming down like this, you're kind of bringing those shoulder blades together. Picture your back muscles tensing up. If you really focus on the muscles you're working while you're working them, the movement can be much more effective, especially if you're used to working with heavier weights, but you're working out from home and don't have those available. Really focus on what you're doing in what you're working. All right, stop. Last 30-second rest between these. We have one more round of these pull downs and then we'll move into our bicep curls. After those bicep curls, all we have left is a cool down and then we'll be done with the workout. All right, we got 10 seconds. Get ready to start this last round. Really focus on keeping your form good and trying to keep that tension in the towel throughout this whole movement. And begin. Keep that tension. Make sure you're using proper form. This is the last round of these. You'll be done with it after this. Pay attention to your breathing as well. Nice, slow breathing. You can breathe out as you're bringing this down and breathe out as it's going back up overhead. Sorry, breathe out and then breathe in. Breathe out as it's coming down, in as it's going back up. 5 more seconds, almost done. And stop. All right, we got 30 seconds of rest. So I'm gonna keep a hold of this towel for this next exercise, which is our bicep curls. Now, if you're using the towel, you can work both of your biceps at once. If you're using the weight, I have it set up so you'll hear the beeps. It'll be 20 seconds on the right, 20 on the left, in case you only have that one size weight available and you can't do both at the same time. If you struggle with balance a little bit, I'd recommend being by a chair or a wall. And let's get started. So you put your foot in the towel and you just curl up. It's a little difficult to get used to. So you're holding the ends of the towel. You kind of have your palms facing up. Let your leg relax as much as possible and just curl up, holding onto that towel. Pull that leg up. So now if you're using the weight, you can go ahead and switch. If you're using the towel, you're working both biceps right now. So if you prefer to switch legs, you can, or you can keep going on this one. I know it's a little tricky, especially with balance and letting your leg fully relax. Go ahead and stop. But once you get used to it, if you don't have weights available, it's a great way to work your biceps a bit. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to use a weight for this next round just so you can visualize it a little better if you're not able to do the towel or prefer to use your weights. Let me move this down. So we've got 2 more rounds of this. So I'll use this in this round, and I might switch back to the towel for our last round. All right, and begin. So if you're doing the weight, you can start with it in your right arm. I have my palm facing up. You kind of turn to the side for you and curl up, let it back down, and I'm keeping this part of my arm nice and still. Now I switch to my left side, and same thing as before. Keep my upper arm right here nice and still. I have it resting against my side to help with that. And then you just curl up, let it down nice and slow. And if you want to keep more tension on it, don't let it down all the way. All right, go ahead and stop. So we have 1 more round after this. You can pick the towel or dumbbells, whichever you're most comfortable with or feel works best for you. We got just under 20 seconds, 15 seconds left. I'll try to switch to the towel again to show you that. Hold it at the very ends. I've got 5 seconds, so whatever you're doing, get ready to start. If you're using the weight, get the weight in your right hand, ready to begin. All right, go ahead and begin. Let your leg relax as much as possible. I'm just turning to the side so you can hopefully see better what I'm doing. I know it's difficult to get used to, especially if you're focusing more on your balance. Go ahead and switch to your left arm if you're using the weight, or you can even switch legs if you prefer. So the trick to this is make sure you relax your leg as much as you can. Let it just rest in the towel. And stop. Let me get this out of the way. That's it for the main portion of the workout. I'm turning this off so it won't be beeping during our cool down. So the cool down is quite similar to our warm up. We're just going to start with some nice light arm rotations. Doesn't matter if you're doing small rotations or wider ones. I just want you to get your arms moving. You can even switch up the direction. And you can even do individual arms if you prefer. So work one arm at a time, do maybe 5 rotations, and then switch to the other one. Just as long as you keep moving. Whatever way you prefer. Right? And then we're going to do a back bend, which is kind of similar to the warm-up we did. So instead of having your hands like this and bring your elbows back, I just want you to have your arms in front of you. And you're just going to bring your elbows back, and I want you to lean back a little bit. Nothing dramatic, and then come forward. When you're leaning back, focus on bringing your shoulder blades together. And again, you're just leaning back very slightly, nothing dramatic, like all the way back. You don't want to hurt your spine or anything. Just very slightly, bring those shoulder blades together. And then forward again, and you can even lean forward a little extra if you'd like. You could round your back and come forward more. Give it more of a stretch back here as well. And then into the back bend again. Keep your breathing nice and slow as well. All right, and I'm going to show you one more movement before we're done. So again, still standing, bring your hands behind your back so you can clasp them together like this or lace your fingers, whatever's comfortable. I prefer more to just clasp them together. You have them behind your back, lift them up however high you're able to. You can hold them there and then run down nice and slow. Lift them up however high you're able. Try to keep that neck relaxed. Hold it briefly, and then let it down. Let's do that 2 more times. That's 1, and 2. All right, so that's it for our cool down. If you want to keep cooling down, you can repeat any of those however many times you like. Once this video ends, you can also rewatch it if you want to do any of this again. Remember, you can like us on the Ashtabula County Medical Center Facebook page. You can check out other live videos. You can watch future ones. We have great lunch and learns with lots of information you can check out on there. So I hope you liked watching this. Thank you.